Hey fellow base builders, Rodamont here. Thank you for tuning in to Stationeers Brutal Vulcan. Episode 15, Erecting a Crew Quarter for Comfort and Survival. So then, there's two things. One, there might be a burned out cable. And two, I'm going to want to power test it, but I think my network analyzer's inside. So, we'll go grab the analyzer. Waste, hydrogen, oxygen, hydration, yeah, it's all fine. I won't die going outside. Okay, there we go. Our base uses about 1.5 kilowatts on average. This is burnt because I can see the... I'm not... my power potential's bad because it's burnt right there. So let's replace that. Network analyzer. It is now producing 5. It's producing more than 5 kilowatts. The transformer is limiting it. And what I'll do is I'll just move the transformer down to 10 watts, so it's not like button up against the max. There we go. All of my solar panels are enclosed. It's producing 5 kilowatts, and they are storm protected. Done. I'm going to hydrate, and then we'll start working on the next project, which is to enclose my living quarters and to oxygenate it. So let's update the priority. Build a crew quarters. So the crew quarters is going to be where I can take off my suit, where I'm going to have a refrigerator for the potatoes, where I am potentially going to have a respawn spot, stuff like that. And it's not going to be here, because I'm gonna pick a new location. Yeah, I'll leave that on, whatever. I'm also gonna need to do a lot of mining because I'm basically out of all the basic resources now. We have burned through all of our gold, iron, copper, and most of our steel. Please include a shower? I don't intend to. Because it's not necessary for version 1.0. Again, I'm not really taking feedback. Like, full stop. The only feedback is through polling. That's it. Showers are completely unnecessary for hygiene in this game. All you need to do is take off your suit. That's all that your character cares about. And that's all I intend to do unless it gets pulled on. So, the plan was to put the crew quarters here. Is that steel? That looks like steel. So, I'm going to want to weld that. And then I'm also going to want to build the doors and all that stuff. And to that end, whatever I have in as a plan doesn't really matter if I don't have the materials for it. So let's go ahead and mine up what we need. Because, I am basically bingo mats. The oxygen, hydrogen, and CO2 are all just about the same temperature now. Which is excellent. All the fuel in the fuel network is burnt. Combusted into water. Yeah. And the base is slowly cooling down. Our coolant loop isn't, like, perfect, but it wasn't voted on that I improve it. So, let's replace the waste tank, because that thing is full. And then... everything else looks... I'll get fresh air. Why not? Alright, we are good. So we're going to want just the basic resources for this project. Copper, iron, steel. And gold. These are what frames? Yeah, they are steel. Okay. So the idea is to have a 2x2, maybe with a single window up top, right here, that will be oxygenated for my comfort and survival. It will be also a place for respawn. Because if you die on Vulcan and you don't have like a room that's safe for you to respawn in, you'll just keep dying, right? So like if I died right now, I would respawn just somewhere on the surface, naked, and instantly just die again. So definitely gonna want to get a respawn beacon with some like a spare suit and tools eventually. That's not version 1.0 of this project though, it's worth mentioning. That's like version 2 of this project. Version 1 is just like an oxygenated room that has a refrigerator, a microwave, a water bottle filler, and that's about it. And probably a cooler as well. Right, I'm getting kind of close to the magma. I don't want to make it the magma into lava, so let's leave that alone. Every time you die, take a few steps. Wouldn't matter because you keep dying in the same location. You don't respawn where you like died last. You'll just keep respawning in like the generic wherever like I started on this world, basically where the like lander shuttle was, I think. So there's no like just keep dying your way to success. It's no, you're just dead forever. You have to dev mode to get out of this death loop if you die on a planet that is not survivable. Depends on your difficulty, of course, because on easier difficulties, on not Stationeer difficulty, you'll spawn in like a very basic suit with very basic tools, like manual unbatteried tools, enough to like live briefly. Basically, it's a respawn suit on easier difficulties. But on hard difficulties, you don't have that luxury. You just die. You're just dead. So, depends on the difficulty you're on. Mileage may vary. But most of the, like, gotcha kind of deaths that this game used to have, the, like, clang deaths, seem to be patched out. I haven't really been killed by clang, like, full stop. Whereas, once upon a time in the game, like, clang deaths were common, especially if you were, like, lugging around big canisters of stuff or big crates of stuff. Clang would get you, like, sooner or later. It was almost inevitable that, like, clang would just crush your suit and kill you. So although the death penalty on Stationeer difficulty is really harsh, the like the unavoidable like game was buggy, oopsie kind of deaths don't happen very frequently anymore, which is great. Yeah, you can still clang yourself to death welding a frame if you're standing on it, sure. I'm not saying it's impossible to clang yourself to death. I'm just saying most of the avoidable ones have been considerably remedied. Is this hot enough? No, it isn't. Poop. It's hot enough for gold and copper, but not hot enough for silicon. It's going to stay hot enough for all the copper, at least, I think. Yep, just barely. The reason why I did it in 3 different stacks is I was worried that if I put all 128 copper through it on first attempt, it would cool down and I would get no copper, so that's why I split it up. Alright, first order of business. We're going to want a door, right? And we're going to want steel frames for the walls. So let's go ahead and make 4 steel sheets. to weld up the 4 framed floors. Safari, you are welcome. My pleasure. I love doing what I'm doing. I'm glad I can make a living out of it, but, you know, that's thanks to you all more than anything I'm doing. Alright, waste tank's kind of full. Air tank could use refreshing. Propellant tank looks fine. Door. So I'm going to put a kit door here. And a kit door, like, I'm going to have it airlocked, in other words. Obviously. Because I'm going to want to keep the 2 atmospheres separate. Which means that this honker needs to go bye-bye. I'll just stick that in the shelf. That's a spare waste tank. Basically, when I uninstalled my my coolant tank, it went yeet! And I lost it. So, that was a replacement. So, in order to do this, I'm going to want to weld a frame... I'm going to want to weld frames there so that I can install the... Actually, I could install the door here. I don't know where I want to put the door. Maybe I'll put it here. If I put it here, the airflow will push the materials that come off the printer. Is kind of weird. Maybe I'll put it here. Because then the airflow coming off of that will push this way, and it won't be, like, as disruptive. And this here will be a wall. I like that better. So I'll put the other door either here, like in this spot, or... Yeah, I'll put it there. So it'll be like a corner door. It'll be fine. Alright, let's do the smelter. Iron time. Wrong. Let's try that again. The other thing I'm going to need to do is to reverse these walls so that I can, like, build on them. And, weld frames in so I can push out the, excess gas. Because I don't want to introduce any, Oh! Well, speaking of which... It's a bit ashy out here. But the lovely thing is, my panels are not taking any damage. Okay, well, that's not how to check that, but you... Oh, no! I caught it! Wah-ha! It was destroying my iron. I guess I'll do this a bit later, because, game was like, hey, I see you outside. Time to screw with you. Okay, I guess what I can do is I can print up everything that I'm gonna need for the airlock now. Because, like, the world is an ash hole. And, I'm not gonna be able to go outside for a bit. So plastic sheets, right hand, complete. Got it. Oh, welding torch. I guess... Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I know it's gonna pollute stuff, but, like, whatever. Alright, and then 2 glass sheets. There was the FPS reaction time? Yeah, I guess. I was like, hey, what's that? Grab. It's actually, like, terrible. Because, like, you know the saying, you know, a falling knife has no handle? When you have, when you react quickly, but, like, subconsciously, you can definitely get yourself into a lot more trouble. Because then you go to try to catch the falling knife, and you get absolutely obliterated. You know? I can't say that I've done that myself, but yeah, I've known it to happen. Alright, we're gonna want some wall kits. And I'm gonna want to probably wall kit the inside here so I can frame up the other side. So... Or maybe what I'll do is I will... I'm not really sure how to go about that. But yeah, let's get some wall kits. And I've been doing flat walls because flat walls don't have a pattern that I have to align. So they're like simple. But in their simplicity, they don't require me to tinker much. Oh, are they not... Is it not going to allow me to flat wall there? Because of the airlock? Oh, I might need to rethink the airlock then. Alternatively, what I could do is I could wall this up, bust this, and then bust this down, and then like active vent vacuum it out. That's not... I mean, it's an extra step, but it's not entirely unreasonable. Try from within the airlock. It's oh no, there it goes. Right you are. Yeah, the wall was just in the way, you're right. So on this eventually will be an airlock door. I just want to put the frames on the other side to make it empty. Let's do cables. I think all my copper's in here. I have a partial amount of steel and silicon, so I'm gonna... Not that I'm gonna need it, but I don't want to lose like half a gram, so I'm just gonna make one plastic sheet, one steel sheet, so it rounds down, or I'm essentially rounding it down. That way I can hit this, because it won't give you a partial. You'll just eat your materials. Oh, and I printed glass, but I have glass there. I forgot about that. Alright, I got water. Let's get more water. Got my spud, but only 15% of a spud. And these potatoes aren't going to last very long, but, like, I have... what was the dimensions of this? Like, 8 by 7? So I have like 56 times 2. I have like 128 potential potatoes just like chilling in there for me or something like that. 112 rather. So I'm really not worried about starvation. That problem has been 100% fully solved. So if my potatoes rot, like who cares? I have so many more. And soon it will be I'll be done having to do this whole manual air cycle thingy. Which will be nice. I'm a potato king, only because it's my only source of oxygen. I grow potatoes so I can breathe. So in this room, you can see the... Oh, you know, I have not checked recently on how much water I have in the hydro system. 3 liters? That's fine. Because I can always hook up the water canister to my current water supply and shove some more liters into it. Let's push a little bit more CO2 in the room. But yeah, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 5. So I guess 35. So I have 70 potatoes right now, just plus 35 seeds. Just like chilling in my farm, which is I just don't need to worry about food. In other words. Is it still stormy? Oh, yes. So we have 0.001% pollutant because I used the welder inside. Not a big deal. I'm almost hit a full month of survival. I just hit 29 days. Let's put the power in this way. Just stick it through the wall there. We're gonna want insulated vents. Consoles, all that jazz. So let's get that going while we're waiting for... Oh, I think the storm just ended. Yep, definitely just ended. Given the storm just ended, I will make... I'm gonna iron walls around the, around where I'm intending to live. So we want 4 iron frames, and then I'll window it up. So 4 iron frames, and then 8 iron sheets. I already have 2, so 6 more iron sheets. And just a reminder, this is so that I can displace the Vulcan air that I don't want introduced into the base ever, because it's hot and nasty. And then as far as walls go, we share 2 walls here, so we're going to need 2, 4, 6, plus 4 on the top, so 10 walls. And I'll just do flat walls, and then maybe I'll do... The other thing we could do, actually, is have this wall here be a window into the living quarter. And then a wall here from the living quarter into the rest of the base. Also, the condenser there should probably be annexed into the base eventually, too. Because it will struggle with Vulcan air. That should have been in the base, probably. Or something, I don't know. But that's food for thought. So we'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9 flat walls, and then 2 kit windows. And I'll opt for the steel kit windows, which are more expensive, but they will look nicer. If you never harvest seeding potatoes, do they produce oxygen continuously? They do. Which actually doesn't make sense IRL, right? Like, plants take the carbon and grow with them, so if they're not functionally growing, they don't... But you can see that it does continually produce oxygen, because my moles of oxygen here keep going up. I'm at 872, and I'll be at, it'll go up from there. So there's the flat walls we want. Then I want 2 wall kits. Because flat walls don't ever become windows. They have panels and arrows and columns and stuff, but never windows. So this will be a composite window, so that I can see into the living quarters. It will make managing the cabling there a little difficult, but it's fine. And then Nine steel sheets. For the flat walls, and then one more kit. Window and glass. And plastic. Oops, printed one extra sheet. Okay, I think this is all I need for it. At the moment, I don't actually need the door. Just drop that on the ground. May want to check the coolant temp. It's not going to have any issues with the storm. The coolant temp automation is already coded. Oh, and its pressure went down. So, yeah, I have the right numbers. It's already coded to not intake air when the ambient temperature is wrong. So it's smart enough not to do that. So these two flat walls can go, but I'm going to put the rest of the flat walls in now. Not plating, I just want regular old flat. Oh, I didn't grab my kit wall, did I? Oh well. No, I did not. Was the plan not to have a sky window? No, I'll have a window out this way. I'll be able to tell what time of the day it is. That's my kit wall right there? Yeah, okay, let me go grab that. And I'll also double check that I can crowbar remove the flat walls from the outside. Because I don't want to nuke... Ooh, my batteries are full. I don't want to nuke my base, you know, accidentally. Because I miscalculated one crowbar. That would be bad. So, yes and yes. I can definitely remove those two flat walls. Got it. My air tank's okay. My waste tank's kind of full. I'm about to get a waste tank warning. My water and my hydration is fine. Okay, so these two can go. Like, even knowing that I double-checked it, it's still, like, nerve-wracking to do that. Because it's so easy to just, like, open yourself up to the, like, death vacuum. Or the death spiral that is, like, nuking your base's temp. Okay, so the last things I want to do here is to weld frame shut so I can displace all of the atmosphere in here. So that this becomes vacuum, and therefore it's ready for me to oxygenate. Definitely don't stand inside while I do that. And then I'll build the window at last. So I can actually get out. Because if I build the window now, I'm stuck. And this is like playing potential, so you gotta make sure you know what you're pointing at, because you don't want to weld yourself into a frame. Whoa. My bottle filler went kaboom. I'm not sure why, but that's annoying. I guess the sudden rush of temperature or whatever? I don't know. Rude. Alright, so the window's in. This is spare stuff. I don't want another lung blowout situation, so we definitely need to get that waste tank going. Yep, I don't know what happened there. Just blew up. So that's definitely a waste of water. But it's not like gonna kill me. And now, I think what I can do is I can hook up the active vents to vent this area out before wiring this up as an airlock. So I can remove this frame fine. It will obviously put the basis carbon dioxide in this cell, but I'll correct that because there's no way for me to build the airlock with that frame in that spot. But at the end of the day, it's not going to really matter. There we go. And I'll finish this task before I replace the bottle filler. So plastic sheet and glass. Kling wanted to have a little fun, yeah. It is what it is, right? Okay, so the doors are in. Now we just need the rest of the airlock components, the console, the disc, etc., etc. But I'm going to pause for a second because if I want to be able to drink water, I need to fix that thing. So we lost like 2 liters of water, I guess, in that explosion. Because I had, and 2 bottles. And I think it was just because I displaced so much air so quickly, it pressurized the local area and, like, blew up the bottle filler. Fun stuff. The bottle filler was meant to be installed in the quarters, yes, but I'm going to need to hydrate before then. So this is like a I don't want to die while I'm working on this project kind of thing. Alright, so while I have this thing on, let's get the passive vents with steel I did not put in. I'm going to go on 4 of those, which is more silicon than I have. Got it. Well, actually, I don't need 4. I need 2, because the rest is going to be active vents, so I'll put one of these away. Trying to figure out what I even have. So, let's do naming. Oh, this is a glass door? Oops. I meant for that to be a, oh, let me fix that. I meant for it to be a composite. Totally blanked on that. The difference is mostly aesthetic, but it is pressure. Essentially, like, you use a lot of glass in your construction, it's going to be less able to handle higher pressures, higher temperatures. Generally speaking. Again, very generally speaking. So composite doors are a little bit safer than glass ones. But, like, realistically, it probably wouldn't make a lick of difference for my usage here, because I'm not like on Venus or something where the pressure differential's like deathly. Okay, so this is going to be the internal crew door and the external crew door. And everything's in relation to the central base. So that's why this is also interior. Or internal interior. I guess I'll say the crew interior door. Crew interior door. Crew exterior door. It's good that all of the devices that are relevant to this start with the same letter so that they're easily filterable. Alright, before I keep going, I am going to need to hydrate, I think.
Hydration critical.
Glass doors are also more annoying to cable around. That is true. Alright, next up, we'll need active vents. 2 of them. Labeled interior, exterior. Probably some cables. I only have 21. Some piping. And for no particular reason, I put these on the ceiling, but, like, they're out of sight, out of mind. And I am out of silicon. We're also going to want a console. So, resources. I have okay steel, gold, copper, everything but silicon. Basically, just get some silicon. And if I'm fast enough, I'll be able to smelt it on the furnace. Let's go there. Oh, how's my waste tanks? 1 MPA. Yeah, I'll be fine. Hydration and water just got filled. Battery's fine. Okay. And we also just had a storm, so it's not like I'm going to get hit by another storm. They don't typically happen back to back to back. My suit and helmet got a little damaged as a result of being in the storm. Yep. But they didn't get cracked. It just got worn. Essentially, if you want to walk around in a storm, you got to get a harm suit or hard suit, something more storm hardy, because storms break stuff. I haven't checked on my solar panels. I assume they're fine. I mean, they should not have taken damage because, you know, I had enclosed them. So 70's fine. I'll leave that one there, knowing that there's more silicon for the future. Given all but one of my batteries are full, I'm assuming that it's fine. Wow, I did not put anything warm in there. Yeah, I know I could add an oxidizer, something that produces oxygen into the system. I've done that a lot. I'm just not doing it right now. But it's not even hot enough to smelt silicon just yet. because it needs to be 627. And it's not that yet. "30 days without dying." I'll arc a little bit of it. Okay, my batteries are full. One might assume that the solar panels are fine. I don't have my network analyzer, but like, it's pretty safe to say that my solar grid took no damage from that ash storm. This is a little extra pressurized. It should be flowing out soon, though, so maybe it's not going to be a problem. Because we're about to hit the time of day where it dumps pressure. Even though it's not particularly hot, I will say. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to use my furnace for the silicon. I'm just going to shove the 50 in here and be done with it. Alright, time to make the console and the sensors and the iron, right. For the airlock. It's one console. We want an advanced airlock kit, or circuit board rather. We're going to want some cables. Eventually I'm going to want a refrigerator, but that can wait until we have the room set up, I guess. The data disk. And the sensor. Thank you for tuning in to Stationeers Brutal Vulcan, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rodamont.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rodamont.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow engineers.